Whoop, whoop.
Hi, everybody.
Sunday brunch lady time.
Brunch lady. The brunchy bunch.
The brunchy bunch.
Yeah, so my volume may kick on here on my other computer because I want to make sure our comments are working. So just bear with me if you hear some feedback. I'll fix it right quick.
We hope.
We hope. Yes, we hope I have a solution.
We hope.
Oh,
Yes.
gosh.
How was your week?
So my week was great, but wait, I got to show you. I spiced it up a little bit.
Let's see.
I had to add a garnish.
Is that the garlic?
Bloody Mary.
Garlic olive?
It is actually blue cheese stuffed olives. Yes.
Oh, man.
Right?
Man.
So good.
Mine is filled so high, I'm scared to drink it.
I knew you were going to outdo me.
No, because you have blue cheese olives.
Well, wait, what is your, you have yours on a skewer?
Yeah.
Oh, you know, I put mine on a skewer and then I thought, my mom always had this thing. This is going to sound crazy, but my mom always had this thing. Like if we were at my grandmother's, you never leave a spoon in the cup when you're drinking because she was afraid we were going to poke our eyes out. Right. So I thought, you know, if my mom watches this and she sees me with a giant skewer of olives in my drink, she's going to be like, worried I'm going to poke my eye out.
She'll be texting you. Oh my God. Well, see, I have protective wear on, so I'm good. She doesn't have to worry.
Yeah, so I had it all set with a nice long skewer, and then I thought, my mom's not going to be happy.
Jane, it's okay. I have protective wear. I'm good. Don't worry about me.
So did you make yours this week, or did your husband?
My husband.
Yeah, I thought it looked fancy.
Yeah. My husband made it. I need an olive, though. Hold on. That's got to be your favorite part, right?
Did he tone down the spice this week?
He did. I told him he had to back down a little on the horseradish because my eyes were like, I can't get this olive off.
Oh my gosh. I love it. I absolutely love it.
So good, though. So good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I forgot how much I love Bloody Marys. I'm glad when you suggested that be our signature drink because I was thinking mimosas, right?
Yeah.
So much better.
But you can't make a meal out of a mimosa. You can make a meal out of a Bloody Mary, right?
Can. You can.
Yeah. And we are proving that.
We're going to step it up each time, and eventually we're going to have the little mini hamburgers. Well, mine will have to be a mini veggie burger on the skewer.
Oh my God.
I don't know what I can do in place of the shrimp since I'm vegan. You can have like a shrimp, you know.
Oh, I'm allergic to shrimp, so I probably won't do shrimp. But that would be delicious.
Bacon.
That would be delicious.
Bacon. You've seen them with the bacon. I'll have to do the fakin.
You'll have to do the fakin.
Bacon
and then you'll have to watch me eat the real bacon. That would be terrible for you.
Mm-hmm. No, it's okay. And I got to tell you, there's one bacon that I've gotten before at Whole Foods that I like.
Okay.
It's messy when you're prepping it, but it is really good.
Ah, nice. I never found one.
I feel like this is too high. Hold on. Sorry if I drop you, but.
All right. Don't drop us.
There. I feel like now I'm.
Oh, yeah. That's better. I like that. I like that.
Like you were way up here.
What do you have on your notes and things board behind you?
eBay. How many I need to list? Libby, make look, social media post. Yeah, there's all kinds of things.
All right. Yeah, I couldn't quite read it, but it looked interesting.
Clean up Facebook board. Some of it I got to wipe off from a long time ago. Clean up Facebook store. Yeah. Little to-do list, things to do.
Yeah.
I've really got
my week was pretty cool. And like, as we're speaking now, this is kind of a good segue because for most of the lives, if you guys have seen me, I usually work in my dining room and I have a beautiful sought after hutch behind me, usually as my backdrop. And I have my antique china and, you know, everything on it. And I sold it.
It's gone.
Right. Well, actually, they're loading it up right outside my window right now, which is why I'm like, oh, maybe it won't fit in there, and it might not. It might not. They're measuring. They have the measuring tape out. Like, this is live as we speak. This is happening.
I wish you could flip us. Are we on a phone or a computer?
I know. I can't though. I don't want to violate anybody's privacy either. So I won't do that.
Yeah, that is true. Good point. Good point.
So it's bye-bye.
One thing everybody needs to know about Libby, if it's not nailed down, locked in, it can get sold.
Yeah.
So hold on to your children.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thankful every day that I see Avery and Emma's face and know they haven't been listed on eBay yet.
Yeah, I definitely have an issue with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I always tell my family, hey, who else do you know that could redecorate and make money at the same time?
Right?
I mean, granted, I'm forced to redecorate now. So I was on Facebook Marketplace. I was looking at local consignment shops to see if I could find a hutch to paint and replace it. So we'll see. We'll see.
You will, and then we'll get the fun of watching you repaint it.
Yeah, yeah.
Question.
I'm excited about it.
Will you do the same look or will you do something completely different?
I'm going to do the same look because I absolutely love it. I loved it. I just loved it so much. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think you got a lot of people who loved it too when it was sitting in the backdrop.
I did. I often got people asking if it was for sale, and yes, it was, but at a premium because I liked it too much.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So
if you're willing to pay the price, it too can be yours.
Yes. So I'm looking. I don't know that the top of the hutch is going to fit in his.
What the heck are they going to do? Do they have a van or what do they have? U-Haul or?
No, they're putting it in a Ford Edge and it's not fitting.
Ooh.
So it might be coming back in the house.
That's
Who knows?
Tough though, isn't it?
Well, at least I didn't get one to replace it yet. So we'll see.
True.
We'll see. Yeah.
True.
So that's what's happening here right now. I'll keep you posted as to what happens because I'm a little anxious watching it get loaded in or not loaded in.
I can't believe it's going.
Well, it might not be. It might not be.
When you texted me to tell me it's sold and I looked on eBay and I was like, oh Lord.
I'm always afraid to tell my friends and family when I sell a piece of our furniture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because basically almost everything in my house is for sale. Yeah. It takes a very special piece to make the cut and not be listed for sale. It needs to be like my Nana's or, just something extra special. So, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
That is too funny.
So I always tell my family, don't get too attached to anything. Just don't get too attached. They're just material things.
That is true.
Material things. So I'm teaching my kids a valuable lesson. It's just stuff. It's just stuff. Okay. And my son's just like me. He used to give all his toys away when he was little and be happy about it. Yeah.
How sweet is that?
It was very sweet. It was very sweet.
So sweet. That is so
very
sweet.
Yeah. He loves the joy of giving a gift.
Mm-hmm.
It makes him very happy. Yeah, you're like that too. Yeah,
I do too.
Good gift givers, for sure.
I love to do that stuff.
Yeah. Tiffany's on. Good morning. Let's see if I can do some fancy here. Oh, yeah, it works.
Oh, look. Good morning, Tiffany.
She's with
I was
us.
hoping we could figure that out. I
Yeah.
was hoping we'd be able to do that and put the comments up.
And we did. Yay.
Awesome.
So what's going on there today with you for your Sunday brunch?
We have stuff going on, so much stuff to do. But most importantly today, we are going to work on storage of product. Okay. Because Conshy Consignment has invaded my entire house. So that's our goal, is to get everything done this afternoon. And Nick's got a good system in his head. He's very mathematical, organized thinker, unlike me. It was all over I don't like clutter. I hate clutter, but I have a hard time when it gets so much like it is now to wrap my hands around it and figure it out. So that's why we make such a good team. And if our house ever gets like that at any time, he's so great at going around and taking care of the clutter so that then I can go in and take care of the cleaning. Like,
oh yeah, that's awesome.
But because he hates to clean, I love a clean, but I can't, if there's clutter, I just can't function. My brain just shuts down. It's the ADD part of me that just goes, whoop. So
yeah.
He has got it all figured out, how it's going to work and what we're going to do. We got to get a shelving unit into what is his office.
Okay.
When you come in our front door, that room to the left, was my office. Then I got kicked out up here and now it's his office. That's where everything is still stored down there. So it's just a heap.
It won't be for much longer.
So he had fun. It's so funny that he finds it fun to do this stuff, but he's like, I work in the banking industry all week long. So this stuff is just fun to me. And I feel bad because I'm like, you've been working all week. You really don't need to do this stuff. I'll figure it out. And he's like, no, I want to do it. I want to do it. But yesterday I was working on editing video footage and he decided for the shoes, he went through and half built all of the shoe boxes and put the shoes in them and stacked them. I think he went back to his Lego building days. Because he had like making a cool little stack in his office of all of them. So so he's got in his mind what he wants to do today. So we are hoping to spend the afternoon implementing that.
Yeah, you need somebody like that, right? Like my mom, we laugh because my mom loves to organize, right? And she'll be like it is her favorite thing. She just loves it. And she just comes and I'm just give her like full control of everything. She's like, you don't mind, do you? I'm like, no, it's a gift. It's a gift.
Well, that's why I told you got to bring her when you come. And then you and I.
She's coming. She's excited. You
and I can go out and we'll leave her and Nick to the house.
Yeah. And they can, you'll come back to a whole new house.
I'm okay with that.
Now that she's definitely grown fond of Nick from our resale therapy events from watching.
I love that. She sent the sweetest text to me and then to him that were just so sweet. So sweet. So very thoughtful.
You guys had some fun at resale therapy.
It was different, but it was good. It was nice to know. And like you and I've said, we watched other people do their selling online and 99.9% of the time they're by themselves. Yeah. But you and I just love to be together. What can we say?
Yeah, it's fun.
So to do it on your own was very different. It was just different, because we like to banter back and forth and comment and whatever. And so it was different, but we had a great group of people there. So the chatter was happening in the comments and it was wonderful because I was talking to Heidi and Jen and, Nancy and your mom and Emma. And there were a lot of people there commenting and that made it a lot easier to do. So I'm excited for this week having you back and everybody commented, like Kimberly, that was so much fun. And Jen, that was so much fun. So I think it'll be even more fun this week because hopefully nothing will pop up and the two of us will be back and we'll have that kind of interaction again because it really picks you up,
Oh, definitely. I was sad to have missed it, but family stuff happens, right? Stuff happens. So.
And that's the beauty of having the flexibility in a family business. Yeah, absolutely. Don't worry, we got this.
Yeah. So one of the things I was like loving was the thing you did with the Disney pins.
Oh,
do you think do that again this week, or
that was your great, brilliant idea? Yeah, you know what? I may do it one more week. I think it was just fun to have a grab bag. Yeah, maybe I will. And I think the nice thing too is summer's coming up. The parks are open again. People may be starting to think about maybe we should go. This gives something and it gives something fun if your kids are in the house watching.
Yeah, we had a
like,
couple kids on there for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
like Shar was with Jen. If your kids are
Hmm.
watching, they can have fun and go, oh, I want to do a $9 grab bag.
Yeah.
It's a little something for the kids too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think maybe I will do it this week again one more time.
I think so. I was a little sad to have missed that. We've had a lot of fun with, for those of you that don't know, Molly has had hundreds of Disney pins.
Hundreds.
Just an overwhelming amount of Disney trading pins from
Hundreds.
her family and just different circumstances that brought them to you. So yeah, it's been quite a job for her to get those and list them. And one of the first, tell everybody what the first,
oh my gosh,
that was so cool.
So y'all, you get all these and you go through, and of course, anybody who knows anything about Disney trading pins, they've been doing it for eons. And all of them are typically stamped on the back. They come from a different set or a different time or a different theme. And so you have to look every one of them up because every single one has a different value. Some are just very rare because they're like a cast pin that just is given to cast members only, never put out for sale. And so there'll be a cast member only pin that gets traded. It can be all different kinds. And so you really have to look and figure out what's what. Well, as I'm going through the lot, and I started this with Cal's, with my sons, because he's off at college now. He, cleaning out the room, and I'm like, you don't need all these anymore. Tell me what the special ones are, and let's hang on to those memories. Like the very first ride he and my mom went on was the teacups, and she bought him the teacup pin, and he kept that, and he kept my Peter Pan ride as my favorite. So I bought him the one that Croc's mouth opens and closes. So he kept that. Like, he went through and kept some special ones, right? And he's off at school, and I'm like, well, I'm going to go through the work of selling them. Of course, he wanted all the money. I'm like, oh, no. You are consigning these. Therefore, the store gets a cut, and the person doing the work is going to get a cut.
Yeah.
Because it's not it takes a long time to go through all this.
Yeah.
And that's without your typical just photographing and listing. So I go through, and I'm looking at some, and I pick this pin up, and I look it up, and I'm like, this silly little Disney pin, $12, $15 pin, was selling for $150, $200, whatever it looked like on the thing. And I was like, oh my gosh, I am going to put this up on auction now. But the reality is, there is there is that reality that sometimes those items go high, but the couple of people fighting over them end up getting what they want. And when you go to list yours, there's nobody really wanting it anymore. It was just these particular people looking for it, right? So I was being very realistic in my mind. Like, I'm going to list this pen, and it was a Nurse and Doctor Mickey and Minnie pen. I'm going to list it, and we'll just see. But it may go for nothing because, I saw where 3 had already sold. Boom. Sold that week for what, Libby? Like $350. $350.
Hello.
I was like, when the ping started coming through my phone, I'm like, Libby, she's like, what the heck is that? I'm like, that's a Disney pin.
It's like, what is selling for that much money? Like, what does she have down there in North Carolina?
Oh my gosh, it was a Disney pin. So of course that was the first one I sold. So, my teenage son's like seeing dollar signs. I'm like, dude, that's not every pin. Like, it's not how it rolls. Like, but he sold more, and we'll put money in his account for, we'll send it in his bank account when I cashed out for what his take is on it and whatnot. So he's made some good college spending cash off of them. But the fun thing about the grab bag that I'm doing is I have not researched those. So who knows what you're getting when I grab a pin. I can tell you that the Nurse and Dr. Mickey and Minnie is not in there. That I know for sure. It's not in there. So,
you looked for another one. You looked for another one.
Oh, whenever I get them now, I'm looking for that one. But again, that may never happen, right?
Oh, wow.
And it may not. Nobody may be seeking it out again. It could be done.
Hey, maybe one of our customers has one sitting around.
Right.
They don't know. I know Christina. Is a huge Disney fan, and her daughter. They're huge Disney fans, so maybe they have one and they don't know how valuable it is.
Maybe. but yeah, it was so much fun. And that's what I love about the grab bag is if you do the grab bag, who knows what you're getting? Because I haven't researched them.
Yeah.
I don't know. Could be getting a real winner, you know, a biggie. I don't know.
All right. That's going to be fun. All right. I'm glad you're going to do that again. I'm glad you're
Yeah,
going
we'll
to
do it one more time.
I love that.
One more
I love
time.
that.
One more
I did
time
that
and-
really, probably like 2 years ago. I had thousands, I don't know, a couple thousand marbles maybe. And, you know,
I
my
remember
family
that.
was wondering if I had lost my marbles for even like taking these on consignment. So I went down a rabbit hole that was so dark and so deep with these marbles. And it was fascinating, though, to learn all about marbles and their history and, you know, the different kinds and the clay marbles that were made in Germany. I can't think of the name right, but it was fascinating.
Isn't that the
Now, I
love
didn't
about
sell
this?
any for $300. I probably did not make, you know, the money I spent on research back on these thousands of marbles. We did decent with them. I mean, we made a couple $100 on all the marbles maybe.
Mhm.
But it was fun. It was fun.
But you did the you pick them, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah, so I did. That's where I kind of had the original ideas. I saw people were selling, so I had a bunch of I wish I could remember the name, the clay marbles. They were the late 1800s, I think, marbles. And I just had so many of them. So I would say, you know, in the listing, in the actual eBay listing, like grab bag, you know, I'll just pick 10 out and, you know, this is the price. So
You get what you get. Yeah.
you get what you get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think that's cool. People like that kind of stuff, you know?
I mean, they all sold like that, right?
Yeah.
They all sold like that. Yeah.
And
so.
you just don't know. I mean, you could get a real winner, you know?
Yeah. And because of the marbles, I now have a digital caliper. So that was cool. So I could measure how many millimeters the marbles were.
Wow. Who knew?
Yeah. Who knew? Who knew?
But that's one of the things we love about this business is you're learning something new all the time.
Mm-hmm.
All the time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what makes it so fun and, you know, interesting. You don't really ever sit stagnant with knowledge.
Yeah. And we were going to go out. That summer, we were going out to Akron to visit my cousins. And turns out the Marble Museum is in Akron, Ohio. But they were under construction.
I was going to say, did you go?
No, so we didn't get to go. We didn't get to go. But it's like he said he was set up like at a flea market that weekend, even though like the building was under construction or he'd moved. I forget what the story was, but it just wasn't going to happen. Oh, that's Tiffany likes the idea with the pins.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. I think it's fun stuff. Fun stuff.
Yeah, so if you ever have a lot of something, it's definitely a fun way to sell it.
Yeah, right? So I think I'll do it in resale therapy again this week.
Awesome.
So bring the kids. Let the kids grab one. Grab two. You know, it'll be fun. You know, I was thinking that night, but without you, I thought I'm just going to let somebody buy it. But wouldn't it be fun that night when if you see somebody buy one, go, oh, I'll pick yours right now, shake it up, and there it is. This is you know. Yeah, you know, because you see in the comments if somebody buys one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just a thought.
I have to think through the logistics of that. That might be kind of cool.
Did you see what I put him in? The bag you gave me.
I did notice. Yes.
That's the bag you gave me.
I love those little bags. I was trying to figure out, because I have two of them, what I could use them for.
So these were the little, you know, we're going to do another contest this week. And is Tiffany still on? I can't see who's on, only you can.
I can't see who's on. I can just see if somebody comments. Yeah.
Well, Tiffany won our contest last week, our 3-day contest. This week, we're just going to do a contest that's resale therapy based. But these are the candles, the soy-based candles. They're called travel candles. Aren't they cute?
They are so pretty.
So all the tins are blue and white, but they might have different patterns on them. This is Bluebell. And they smell good. That's a very nice, but they're just cute little travel.
I wish I could smell it.
I know, I do too. Smell-o-vision. But they're that good.
I feel like I almost can.
So Tiffany's got 3 of these coming her way because she won these. So I think this week when we do our contest, we'll do another grouping of these along with whatever else we come up with. but it's all mixed fragrances. So they're all different. There's like rosemary and wood sage and sea salt.
Ooh, that's what I'd get. Well, I guess I'm not eligible to win, but
no, but some will go up for sale eventually and you're eligible to purchase.
Those are so cute. So excited to get them.
Oh, good.
They're on the way.
Yeah, they're really cute. I like them. I love the way they come in their little tins. So.
Yeah. So speaking, that reminded me when you were sniffing the candle of the item we talked about last week. You had the mystery floor buffer.
Oh, the dog snuffle.
Yeah, the dog snuffle mat. I just love to say that.
The dog snuffle mat that looked like a floor buffer.
Yeah,
it sold like right away. Like
crazy.
Sought after dog toy. Who knew?
Yeah. Who knew
that a floor buffer dog snuffler is a sought after dog toy? I had no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, instant sold. Boom, gone.
I was still debating on whether or not my lazy chihuahua would use it, but it's sold.
What's funny is when the sale came through, I was like, did Libby go through and buy that? And I was like, no. Libby missed that.
I missed that. Oh. Which was one of our catchphrases all the time is, go ahead, Molly, what was it?
Well, I always like to say you snooze, you lose.
You got it.
And you snoozed it and you losed it.
I sure did. I've done that so many times. So many times. There's one item that got away from me that I really should have bought that I just absolutely just loved. And it was a Tiffany sterling ring. And it fit on my thumb perfectly.
I remember that.
Oh, I loved it. And I debated and I was back and forth and I just couldn't decide. But somebody decided for me and they bought it. And I lost out on it. I hope they're enjoying it. It's somebody I knew that would come in the store that purchased it. So I truly hope they're enjoying it. If you ever want to consign it again, feel free. You will have an automatic sale. Because that is the one for me that got away.
The one that got away. You know which one I think of often, and it's going to sound so silly, but you know my bag fetish was that Tory Burch tote that we had.
The red one?
Yes, with the pinhole Tory Burch. I just loved that tote, and why I didn't just get it.
Yeah.
You know.
That's a tough thing with consignment. Like generally you have one of everything. So you gotta be quick.
Grab it.
Well, the good news is we know who bought that Tory Burch tote.
Do we? I don't remember.
I do remember. I'm not gonna say. I do remember, and she is a current consigner. So it could
just maybe it will show its little lovely face again.
It might. It's been quite a few years though.
It may have seen its time. If she loved it the way I did, if I had gotten it, it would not be in the reconsigning state that we would want it to be in at this point in time, because I would have used it like crazy.
Yeah.
It was cute. It was just such a nice tote.
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
It'll show up in our resale therapy. I'll surprise you. If it ever comes back around, I'll surprise you.
You might
our theme with the resale therapy, for those of you that don't know, is it's for new items that come in. So like our customers get first dibs on the item before it goes out on our website and goes out to eBay and to the other 185 million shoppers.
Yeah.
We give it a lower price. It's a just-in item, and we do have it available for the whole week. And this week we were able to finagle something we were kind of working on behind the scenes, which was to put those items in a clickable link on our website. So it's still kind of private. It's not out to the general public, but on Facebook and on our website, there's a little link you might see, and it says resale therapy items. So those items are available for 6 days after the sale. The ones that weren't purchased are available for 6 days after the sale. After that, they get taken off and put it just like out for the general public on our website. So
At the new price. Yeah.
yeah. So I hope that works out well for our customers.
Yeah.
I think it
I
has
think
been.
it's nice just to give them that little pre-treat, you know?
Yeah.
You have a
Yeah.
chance to grab before the price goes up and it goes out. I
Yeah.
like it.
Because it was always so much fun, like, or it still is fun when you get a consignment and like you're going through the boxes or bags or dry cleaning.
Y'all, I have to tell
bags.
y'all, that is so much one of my favorite things. And anybody who was ever in the store when I was supposed to be at my desk working could probably vouch for this. When stuff came in, I could not just sit and work. I'd be like, and I'd get up and go over there, and I'd have to go look at what was coming in. I love it so much. So now sometimes when Libby gets stuff and she'll go, I just got to start, and I'll go, call FaceTime. I want to go through with you. Let me see what's in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to know.
Absolutely.
I just love it. I think it's fun. Like, it's fun to see what people bring and what they have and what's in those bags.
Yeah, so hopefully we're providing that same excitement now through the resale therapy, making it available for the 6 days. Hopefully some of that excitement comes through.
Good stuff.
Everybody can share in it.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? One of the things people wonder about often is if we got something in on consignment, right? And you were interested in, let's say that red Tory Burch bag. How do we price it to make sure the consignor is getting the fair amount? We have a process for that because we're often our own best shoppers and we like to make sure that we're being, ultra fair to the consignor that's, bringing the item in and stuff like that. So,
well, one thing I always used to do myself is make you price it if I wanted it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was the way to do it because it wouldn't be right if I'm pricing something I want to buy.
Yeah.
Even though I know I don't lie. I don't like lying. I hate lying. It's, to me, it's just good business to have somebody else be the pricer of it if it's something you're gonna.
Yeah. I mean, that's something we always did with somebody else would have to look it up, the market value and price it. It was never, if I was consigning the item and I want it priced, I have somebody else price it. So that's always kind of good to put that out there, I guess.
It's just the right way to do things.
Yeah.
The right way to do things because, then even though you and I know we would never do anything shady, it just keeps it.
Takes that right out of the equation.
Takes it right out of the equation. You don't have to worry about the shadiness. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Oh, that bag, that Tory Burch bag. I can picture it from top to bottom.
Can you?
Yep.
I have a general sense of it, but I don't remember it well.
No, top to bottom.
All right, so update on my hutch. Let me see. I'm looking out my window here, and they took the bottom piece of the hutch. They do not live close to here. They took the bottom piece, and I guess they will be taking that back and coming back to load up the top.
How far away do they live? Just curious. Like hours?
Over an hour, probably close to 2 hours. Yeah, probably close to 2 hours they traveled. So hopefully they're coming today and they'll just get it over with.
That's what I'm wondering, if they're going to come next weekend.
So I'll just have like a top of the hutch sitting in my dining room.
Top of the hutch.
Top of the hutch to you.
Top of the hutch to you. Yeah, you'll just have a top. Yeah.
How about that?
Interesting.
How about that?
Well, how do you know? Well, Nick would know because Nick's the kind of person that he would have the interior measurements of his vehicle and know right away because of his spatial awareness brain.
Yeah, and this guy did. I mean, he double checked everything. It was 2 pieces. So he had the measurements, the depth. I don't know. You know what often goes wrong with that is that people forget to do the wheel well measurement and they forget that the actual entrance to like the hatch or the trunk they forget that limits what you can put in. So maybe that's what happens. But I feel bad because he had reached out and got like very explicit measurements and double checked everything.
Oh,
do you remember?
I have a visitor.
Hi. He must have heard his name. Oh, he's coming for a refill. Hey, Nick.
Look at him. I have a visitor.
Oh, I love it. Do you remember that giant coffee table?
Perfect.
Good.
Oh, yum. That giant coffee table, it wasn't that giant, but it was like 4 feet by 4 feet square with the glass inserts. Okay, and the woman came to pick it up. Do you remember what she was driving?
I don't.
She was driving like this 2-seater convertible BMW. Don't ask me. I'm not a car person. What kind of car? Don't ask me that.
It was
a 2-seater, but it had like that little space behind the, and she was convinced she was getting this in the.
Oh, you're like, it's not.
No, I ended up delivering it in my truck later that week. But she drove like, I think it was an hour and a half because it was up where I live now. And it never shocked me what people would come to pick stuff up with. Like there was no way that was even coming close to fitting in.
All right. So was there ever somebody that came and you thought, no way, and somehow magically they did it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's what I was wondering too. Trying to remember that on my end. Like, how'd you make that happen?
I remember. Do you remember the barber chair?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes. You know what else I thought about the other
drove
day?
away sitting in it.
That's
in the back of the truck. In the back of the truck.
That's right.
Now it was a little town, little small side streets. It wasn't like he was going down a highway, but I was like,
right.
I'm not liable for that. I'm not liable. Right. Get down out of there.
You know what this is making me remember too of the odd sized and different things we had were those intricate detailed columns that guy bought in King of Prussia.
Yeah.
Remember those? They were big. They were big.
I totally forgot about that.
Square, big. Didn't they have a lot of inlay work in them? And they were big square columns.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Did you deliver that? Who delivered those?
I don't remember. I can't remember.
Gosh, I almost feel like it was you. Whoever went said that his place was really cool and different.
Was he the same customer that would come and buy all the inlaid wood, the boxes?
He had a lot of real unique items. He was very much into the unique, different.
He was very knowledgeable. Like he would help us out with certain things.
Yeah. And whoever went to deliver it talked about how, I swear, I think it might've been maybe you and Ken or how cool his place was.
It was probably Ken and Nick that did it.
Maybe it was Ken and Nick.
Yeah. Cause I definitely didn't go.
Yeah. But it was really, those were some pretty neat, different things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, I guess we should be starting our day. I have not. Look, I still have my book here, sitting here, reminding me.
I almost bought it on my Kindle the other day, but I really think I might need the hard copy on that one.
Holly finished it,
and
she said the beginning it was really strong, and by the end, she felt like it got a little weak.
Huh.
But she didn't know if that was just. She didn't know. She's interested in my take on it. So we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see if I ever get around to reading it. It's sitting here just reminding me. And the cover's kind of pretty. Oh, wait. It's so hard to. It's like gold.
It's atomic.
Yeah, right? Love it.
Well, I think I need to purchase it. Yeah, I looked at it. I really had it open, about to hit buy on my Kindle. And I thought, you know how some books you just feel like you need them in your hand. Like you need to have it.
I always feel like
you feel that way about every book.
Yeah.
I don't feel that way about every book, but I think it's really for me, it's the ones that are teaching me something. I feel like I need to have that reference. I need to have it in my hands. I need to be able to flip my pages. If I want to take a pencil and write a little note in it, I can.
Yeah.
If it's anything that's a reference, educational, learning, I just want it in my hands. But my other books, my brainless, I just want to read this so I can fall asleep book.
Yeah.
Those I do on my Kindle.
No, I don't like for looking at a screen for any longer than I have to during the day.
It's probably wise.
Plus, you know what I like to do after I'm done reading them, right? Sell it. Hello.
Well, I had to think, because what got me thinking at first was because we were in the storefront, we did not sell books because we encouraged people to take them to the Conshy Library. So we did not sell books. So you caught me there for a minute because I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, but we do sell them now.
Yes, I do. In fact, Polly got me a book for Christmas last year. And she, because she lists stuff. So she was like in the drafts on the website, and she was like, "Isn't that the book I gave you?" I said, "Yeah, I read it. I'm reselling it." And she was like, "Oh, cool. Did you like it?"
It's the gift that keeps on giving, Polly.
The gift that keeps on giving. And she's a member of the Friends of the Library, the Conshy Library. So she got it from there. So that just keeps getting recycled, and the money keeps getting recycled. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Polly's a member of everything. That woman is such a doer.
Yeah.
I think we should learn how to bottle and sell pieces of Polly, because if we could sell her ability to do things with her ability of creative speaking on the fly, we could all retire.
Yeah.
With, in our dream places.
Yeah, she's pretty amazing.
Sell a little piece of Polly.
I don't know how she's gonna feel about that, but okay.
Well, it really doesn't have to
I'll bring it up this week when I talk to her.
Yeah, tell her I'm not looking for a physical piece. I'm not creepy like that. But, a little piece of the inner brain working and the heart and soul. That's a little. She could just, blow that into a little bottle. In fact, I've got some little bottles that are about, I wish I had them up here. They're downstairs that are going to get listed. Never seen. There's a whole bag of these itty bitty little glass bottles with cork tops. I think for jewelers, right? So they're going to get listed.
Oh, I see.
They could have a little piece of Polly in them. We could sell them.
I thought
got it all figured out.
Little bottles. I thought of Trish. She has Tinkers and Company, and she does all the little fairies and the magic wands. If you guys haven't seen her stuff, go to Tinkers and Company, or on Instagram, it's Tinkers_co, I think. And she makes all these wands and just, teeny tiny fairy things. And
so cool.
Her and her daughter, Lily, are just so creative.
You know what it takes me back to? When the kids were younger, when the kids were younger, Lily and Cal were really good friends for a while.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. Yeah.
Oh, Cal loved Lily, loved hanging out with Lily because just the creativity part was so much fun. They got really into making fairy gardens outside around the yard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they would do them, and there was a tree that sat between the sidewalk and the curb. They did it, and there was this grumpy person on the that lived on the corner by the bus stop, because at the bus stop.
I know, because that was my bus stop too. Yeah.
Oh, did you come all the way down there?
Yep.
Well, they built that fairy garden at one of them, a little fairy house at the base of the tree they were working on, and the grumpy old man came and yelled at the kids and told them they couldn't do that. I was like, oh my gosh, it's not like, how fun and whimsical is this? Like, what a great little creative thing they're doing with nuts and leaves and sticks and, But that's what that reminds me. I love that that they're still doing that very creative part, because it's definitely who they are. And
I'm going to go check out her stuff as soon as we're done here. I
saw some new ones just the other day, and their photography I love too. So creative. So
Oh, I have to tell you something funny because I didn't even tell her yet. But Tiffany put this comment. I could be so productive with a little piece of Libby and a little piece of Molly. That's only because you haven't met Polly yet.
That's right.
Only
When you
because
meet
you haven't
Polly,
met Polly yet.
you'll
She
put
makes us look like.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah.
That's the only reason. Okay,
Like,
I have a funny story. What's that?
I was gonna say we're poo on the shoe when it
Right,
comes to Polly. We're poo on the shoe.
exactly. So I'm looking at Tinkers and Company. I'm looking at their stuff, and I had this. You know how I have the one thing I just can't pass up is like a vintage, like the toolware, the metal trays. You know how I love a metal tray, like a painted metal tray. So when we redid our bar area, I thought I put everything in storage while I paint it, like in the basement. And when I went to bring it back up, I was missing a tray, and we couldn't find this tray anywhere. I was like beside myself. So I'm scrolling through Instagram the other day, and I see there's a backdrop of one of Trisha's wands that she made is my tray. I forgot I had sold it to her.
Of course you did.
It's this beautiful green, like painted toolware tray. Yeah.
Of course you sold it to her.
Of course I did. Of course. So this is like 3 years after this happened that I'm still looking for the tray. Had no recollection of selling it whatsoever.
Emma, Avery, if you're watching, text me to let me know you're still there, that you haven't been sold. Shoot me a text and let me know you're good.
Yeah. So, yeah. How about that? I didn't even reach out and get to tell her yet. So I have
so
to.
funny.
But I also didn't want to make her feel bad and be like, oh, I was looking for this. I really wanted it.
Right, because she'll be the one that'll say, no, just take it.
Right.
No,
yeah, no, I couldn't.
Don't give it to her.
I was like, should I, shouldn't I? So why not just broadcast it on the internet instead?
Why not?
Oh my God.
I'm trying to think now who it was. There was somebody, Trish and I, gosh, who was it? I'll have to reach out to her again. Somebody who, I know who it was. I used to teach preschool. I taught her cousin's kids in preschool. Do you remember us realizing that one day? I think we were in the store and we were talking, and I think it was her cousin who lived on Hilton Head. And we started talking. I'm like, oh my gosh, I know exactly who that is. I taught her kids for several years in my class, like several years. And it was crazy. Like, oh my gosh, that's your cousin? That's crazy. Yeah.
You always are connected somehow to somebody. It's just weird.
That's what all my friends say. My friends.
You remember that shipment I was doing to Hilton Head?
Oh, yes.
Like last year, and I was like, oh, Molly. And I was on the phone with Molly, and I was shipping, I don't know, a necklace or a piece of jewelry or something. And I said, oh, haha, I have a shipment going to Hilton Head. And I jokingly said, oh, do you know? And I said her name. And Molly's like, oh, yeah, I know her.
Yep. I'm like, I know Monica. I know her, you know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was always
her best friend is sister of my brother's best friend, who's like my other brother. Yeah. So I was like, oh, I know exactly who that is.
Never fails. Yeah. Never fails.
Yeah. I know my friends used to laugh because like we did trips to Europe and we'd be in the airport at like LaGuardia. And I'd be like, oh my gosh, hey, friend. And they're like, no.
Just
are you kidding me that you know somebody in LaGuardia Airport? I'm like, oh my God, yeah. I know them from college, you know.
That's so crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've run into people all over the place, random, out of nowhere places where I'm like, oh my gosh, I know you. I don't know why. It's just
hilarious.
Weird. All right, I got to get going, girl.
Yep.
I could sit and brunch with you all day. Let's be real. We could sit and do this all day.
I know. I wish we could. I wish we could. I got to go find out what's happening with that hutch. And I have
posted
2 other furniture pickups today. So,
wow.
Working on these muscles.
Work on those muscles.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. Well, I hope you have an awesome day and an awesome week. And Tiffany, thanks for joining us. It was fun. And we'll see you maybe at Resale Therapy, maybe next week. At Brunch Ladies, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
See you
Bye.
guys. Bye. Have a good week.